Right now on 12 at 12, if you plan on getting tested for COVID, what you need to know before heading out. Plus, the outcry for police reform being answered, changes coming to Arizona's law enforcement. And Peanuts fans, we have some good news about the Charlie Brown Thanksgiving and Christmas specials. 12 at 12 starts right now, 12 minutes, no commercials. We're on TV and on the go on the 12 News Facebook app and more. Hey guys, it's Tram here. Let's get straight to today's talker. Are you guilty of using generic passwords? Be honest, we've all probably had one for that website we didn't think mattered as much, right? Well, now a security company is revealing the worst offenders. We'll have more on that in just a bit, but we want you to weigh in right now. 12news.com/bullhorn, or just comment down below if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube. Now let's get to our big story on 12 at 12. Arizona is still dealing with a major surge in coronavirus cases. The Department of Health Services reported more than 4,100 new cases today, along with 19 new deaths. And things aren't looking so good across the country as well. The U.S. has officially lost more than 250,000 people due to this pandemic. And there are now more than 11 million confirmed positive cases in the country. As the promise of a coronavirus vaccine brings hope, sadly, it doesn't look like the virus is slowing down anytime soon.
I know many in our state are asking, when will it end? The answer is, that's not on the horizon.
The 20-day streak of silence is over. For the first time since late October, Governor Ducey held a news conference yesterday about the spike in coronavirus cases in Arizona. During that time, he did post videos and statements online, but faced mounting pressure from local officials to speak publicly and act fast. Top state officials have been calling for a statewide mask mandate, but the governor is leaving the choice up to the local level.
Masks work. Please wear them. We've seen a lot of success with it at the local level where there is local buy-in.
The governor did announce a new initiative that will enforce the use of masks on school buses and schools across the state. He issued an executive order for the coronavirus vaccine that will make sure the state has the latest developments. And he also directed $25 million for hospital staffing. Though not as harsh as states like California and New York, Governor Ducey hinted at guidance from the Department of Health Services for Arizonans this Thanksgiving. Well, with cases surging, if you end up getting sick, we want to make sure that you know where to go to get tested. There are a ton of different locations, and many of them are free. Team 12's Trisha Hendricks is at a free drive-through coronavirus testing center at the Peoria Sports Complex. And Trisha, what do people need to know before heading out?
If you have COVID-19 symptoms or you think you may have been exposed, it's best just to play it safe and get tested. And you can do so at a number of locations around the state, including here at the Peoria Sports Complex. The city of Peoria is partnering with Embry Health to offer free COVID-19 testing throughout the entire month of November from 7 a.m. until 11 p.m. Now, anyone can be tested, whether they're displaying symptoms or not, and the tests are conducted with you in your car through a nasal swab. Drive-ins are accepted, or you can go to testnow.com to book an appointment. Testing sites are also up and running at Pioneer Community Park Monday through Friday, 7 to 9, and Sunrise Mountain Library in Peoria 7 days a week from 7 a.m. until 9 p.m. Now, if you're looking for a testing site near you, we've made it easy. Just head to our website, 12news.com. Trisha Hendricks, 12 News.
Trisha, thank you. With new information coming out every day, we know it's tough to keep up. So you can find the latest details about the coronavirus and how it's affecting Arizona on our free 12 News app. Well, Thanksgiving is exactly 1 week away, but it sure doesn't feel like fall just yet. Here's Crystal with your forecast 411.
So I guess this is what you could call the dog days of fall, because temperatures have been hitting about 15 degrees above average and landing in record territory for much of this work week. And in fact, yesterday, once again, you guessed it, we were the hot spot in the nation. Tucson and Sabino Canyon pulling off the highest mark, 93 degrees. That was a new record for you. In fact, it was your 31st record high of the year. Tucson, but no one's counting. In contrast, Mount Washington 4 below. I'll take this warmer stuff. I don't know about you, but once again, records are at risk today. In fact, it looks like we're going to be making changes to the books in Tucson with that called for high of 89 degrees. That mercury, it's going to be a close call with the 2007 record Phoenix, but looks like a slam dunk for new records in Sierra Vista, Safford, Douglas this afternoon. And Payson, your record doesn't seem to be compromised. We're projecting a high of 71, but you are closer to that number than what we would call average for this time of year. But this above average and near record warmth is not stopping us from hitting the slopes for opening day at Arizona Snow Bowl tomorrow. Be sure to tune in between 5 and 7 a.m. to join me on the slopes. Of course, Mother Nature hasn't been doing them any favors, so they have been hard at work pumping out some powder for you to enjoy. Thanksgiving just a week ahead, and we're finally going to be getting in on the flavors of fall weather. Low 70s in the desert location, 50s in the mountains, a mixture of sun and clouds, but our dry weather does not have an expiration date. Breezy winds still kicking in the mountains. Temperatures finally trending in the right direction heading into the weekend.
All right, Crystal, thank you. Have fun up in Snow Bowl. Well, it is the 28th year for the Big Turkey Tuesday donation drive, which helps feed families in need. If you want to help out, you can donate $15 by texting turkey to 474747. You can also go to 12news.com/Turkey Tuesday or just make a donation at the register at any Bashas', AJ's, or Food City. Now let's check back in on today's Big Talker. We're asking you, be honest, folks. Don't worry, we won't judge. Are you guilty of using generic passwords? Apparently, wow, 73% of you say no, 27% of you say yes. Okay, we're gonna have those worst offenders coming up. One of them is so bad, people have figured it out more than 23 million times. But before we get to those, let us know if you are guilty of using generic passwords. Again, keep weighing in on 12news.com/Bullhorn or comment down below if you are watching on Facebook or YouTube. Now to another big story happening at 12. The Arizona Police Association is releasing a list of changes for law enforcement. The move follows a push for reform here in our state and across the country. Team 12's Jen Wall joins us from Phoenix with a look at some of the items on that list.
We're seeing a big push for adjustments in law enforcement nationwide. This following George Floyd's death and then all of the protests sweeping the nation. Now, this latest list offers solutions to public complaints, and we talked with people connected to the law enforcement community here in Arizona, and they say it represents a lot of concerns they've been hearing. Now, while cities like Phoenix are combing over these issues, a list of recommendations can be found on the Arizona Police Association's Facebook page. It covers a lot of ground with the goal of transparency and public safety in our state. There are mentions of an independent team to investigate officer-involved shootings, de-escalation training, body cameras, changes in mental health and homeless calls for service, and more. Now, we talked with a former longtime assistant police chief. He says it's a good place to start, and the APA recognizes possible challenges with satisfying everyone in the community and even getting some officers on board at first.
All in all, I think it's a pretty good step in the right direction.
It's a complex issue. We're not going to solve everybody's concern.
And that former assistant police chief also adding that body-worn cameras for all officers working with the public and then the de-escalation training should be some of the things done first. If you want to see the entire list, you can go to our website, 12news.com. For now, we're in Phoenix. Jen Wall, 12 News.
Jen, thank you. Time now for In Other News, the stories that you may see trending on social media today.
You've got to be joking me. Hopkins reaches up with 3 defenders around him and pulls it in, and the Cardinals lead it 32-30 with a second left.
We still cannot get enough of that awesome winning play. It makes us super excited with the Cards playing tonight, but first, a big congrats to DeAndre Hopkins. He was picked as NFC Offensive Player of the Week. This is the second time he's gotten the award and his first time with the Cards. The Cardinals are taking on the Seahawks in Seattle. Now, this could be a tough one with the Cards missing most of their D-line. Captain Corey Peters is done for the season with a knee injury. They'll also be playing without Jordan Phillips, Zach Allen, and Rashard Lawrence. Also in other news, the Suns making another splash this week by picking up a top 10 player in the draft. They took Jalen Smith from the University of Maryland with the 10th pick last night. Smith says it's going to be surreal playing with Chris Paul in his first season. He grew up watching Paul and playing against his team in AAU. Well, if you're a fan of Snoopy and the gang, of course, who wouldn't be, right? Then you're going to love this. The Charlie Brown holiday specials will air on TV after all, thank goodness, because it's not the same without it. Now, you may remember a lot of people weren't happy when It's a Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown only aired on Apple TV this year. So now Apple has teamed up with PBS for ad-free broadcasts of a Charlie Brown Thanksgiving and a Charlie Brown Christmas. Oh, I can't wait to see that with my kiddos. All right, now let's get back to today's big talker. Is the password you are using for your email, bank account, or any other important login safe? Well, the list is out with the most popular passwords, and the results probably won't surprise you.
So the combination is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the stupidest combination I ever heard in my life. That's the kind of thing an idiot would have on his luggage.
Okay, they said it, not us. Well, okay, that's right. According to the internet security company NordPass, the most common password is 123456. So at least that's one more number. The second most popular is along the same lines, but the numbers go from 1 to 9. Other top passwords include password, ABC, 123, and I love you. Now, if you use any of those, experts say change it immediately, especially if it's 123456, because that password has been breached more than 23 million times. So we asked you, are you guilty of using any of these generic passwords? And luckily, thank goodness, 73% of you say no. However, come on, guys, the 26% of you who say yes, change it ASAP. And that is your 12 at 12. The facts on everything you need to know in just 12 minutes, no commercials. We're always on, anywhere, anytime on 12news.com, the 12 News app, and our social media channels as well.